Every single day, you're buying things you never asked for, craving products you didn't know existed yesterday, and feeling like something's missing from your life without items that 6 months ago were even on your radar. This isn't an accident. This isn't natural evolution. This is desire engineering as its finest. And it's working far better than you realize. Welcome to a universe where brands don't answer your needs. They manufacture them, they design them from scratch, and then they persuade you that these needs were always there, just waiting to be awakened. This is demand creation, the most powerful and silent strategy in modern marketing. And chances are you're already part of the experiment without even knowing it. For generations, companies operated under one straightforward principle: discover what people needed and deliver it. It was a world of answers where the market detected real problems and built tangible solutions. But everything shifted when strategists realized they could rewrite the entire playbook, that they could transform from problem solvers into desire architects. The phrase that changed everything was devastatingly elegant. People don't always know what they want until they see it. With those words, marketing stopped being reactive and became predictive, anticipatory, almost prophetic. Brands started showing the future before it arrived, planting seeds of necessity in soil where only indifference existed before. Creating demand isn't just about throwing a new product into the market and hoping it sticks. It's a meticulous process requiring three perfectly synchronized strategic moves. First, introduce a completely new category that never existed in the customer's mind. Second, generate an emotional desire so intense it feels like a vital necessity. And third, educate the entire market about why this product, this experience, and this solution is absolutely indispensable to their lives. Each of these steps is engineered to reconfigure your perception of reality, to make you believe that something you never had is something you always lacked. And this is where the narrative becomes unsettling, because companies aren't just selling products, they are selling improved versions of ourselves. Think about the products you consider essential today. That smartphone on your pocket, those wireless earbuds you use daily, the streaming subscription you pay for monthly, even that productivity app promising to organize your entire existence. 20 years ago, none of these registered on your necessity radar. You didn't miss them. You didn't search for them. You had no idea your life was incomplete without them. But today, the mere thought of living without them triggers immediate anxiety. How did we get here? At what moment did these objects transition from unnecessary luxuries to vital extensions of our existence? The answer lies on how brands tasked us to see ourselves through their products. Demand creation works because it exploits a fundamental psychological vulnerability. Our constant need to improve ourselves, to evolve, to not fall behind. Brands don't sell you a smartwatch. They sell you the version of yourself that's in total control of their health. They don't sell you a gym membership. They sell you the transformation into the person you always wanted to become. They don't sell you clothes. They sell you identity, belonging, status. Every product comes packaged with an implicit promise. With this, you'll be more, have more, matter more. And when you don't have it, the inverse message resonates with equal force. Without this, you're less, you have less, you matter less. It's a perfect equation of emotional manipulation disguised as innovation. But there's something deeper and more disturbing in this dynamic. Companies have perfected the art of making us feel inadequate for not having what they themselves invented. They create the problem and the solution in the same movement. generate the want, and sell the cure simultaneously. Before the concept of FOMO existed as a marketing strategy, people simply lived their lives without the constant anguish of missing out on something. Now, every new product launch comes accompanied by a narrative of exclusivity, urgency, and belonging that makes us feel inadequate if we don't participate. The question nobody's asking is how many of our current frustrations were literally manufactured by the same companies now promising to relieve them. Market education is perhaps the most insidious phase of this process. It's not enough for a product to exist. The masses must be trained to understand what they needed. This requires massive campaigns, strategically position influencers, carefully design stories that normalize extraordinary and convert the optional into obligatory. Apple didn't just create the iPhone, it created an entire cultural ecosystem where not having a smartphone places you outside the modern conversation. Tesla didn't just manufacture electric cars, it redefined what it means to be conscious, innovative, visionary. These brands didn't sell products, they sold movements, philosophies, ways of lives. And we, without realizing it, became their voluntary evangelists. What's fascinating and terrifying is that this system constantly feeds itself, constantly. Every time you adopt a product created by manufacturer demand, you send signals to the market that the strategy works, which incentivizes more companies to create more and more artificial needs. It's an endless cycle where real innovation and emotional manipulation become indistinguishable. Does that product actually improve your life or does it just make you feel like it does? Was that purchase a conscious decision or the result of months of carefully orchestrated psychological conditioning? The line between genuine necessity and implanted desire has been completely erased. And that's precisely where brands exercise their greatest power. So, what do we do with this information? Do we reject all innovation out of fear of being manipulated? Do we become cynics who distrust every new product? Not necessarily. The key is developing awareness, recognizing when we are architects of our own decisions, and when we are simply puppets in a masterfully designed theater of consumption. Demand creation isn't going away. It's too effective, too profitable, too powerful. But you can choose to be an informed participant instead of an unconscious victim. Next time you feel that inexplicable urgency to acquire something new, stop for a second and ask yourself, do I really need this? Or did someone incredibly smart convince me that I did? Because in the end, the only demand that truly matters is the one that genuinely springs from within you, not the one they injected from outside.